once more. Today we're gonna go over the science of sticking things. When you stick something, you try to land without moving.
Be significant.
And what I'm trying to do is figure out the best way to do that on an actual floor, not on a trampoline. And I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna set up a springboard on floor and do 20 front tucks and 20 back tucks, depending. And then I'm gonna analyze it later, and I'll have a voiceover explaining how I think the best way is. But then after that, I'll just do the rest of practice. So I'll just be filming the beginning. So let's get it. So that was around 20 front tucks, and now we're gonna go to back halves off rings. Those are probably the hardest skill to stick ever for me, so.
Watching back these front tuck landing videos, I began to see a very distinct pattern that determines whether or not I stick the landing, which has to do with how my hips were placed over my knees and feet. By maintaining an angle between my hips, knees, and feet, which was perpendicular to the ground, I was able to perform successful stuck landing. However, on attempts such as this one, my hips were not centered as so I ended up falling whichever way my center of mass made me fall. This analysis does not count for my rotation, however, as it is common knowledge that both over and under rotation will cause an imperfect landing. It is simply to discover why one can't stick a landing even after rotating correctly. Also, if I was standing up with the trunk of my body, I had a much higher chance of sticking the landing than if I was leaning over after landing. Anyways, here are the rest of the trials. The same proved to be true with the back half. Besides some form problems that prevented a stuck landing, my primary issue was either leaning or rotating too far forwards, or leaning or under-rotating backwards. So what did I end up learning from this? Well, I definitely learned that in order to stick a landing, a lot of things need to go right. And that the main thing is, you need to pay attention to how fast you're rotating, if your chest is remaining upright so that you're not leaning over upon landing, and whether or not you're maintaining perpendicular angle of your hips, knees, and feet to the ground. I hope this was helpful, or at least interesting to watch, and I want to see if I can use this technique in order to develop much cleaner tumbling passes on the floor and much cleaner landings off of all the events.